Hello everyone, Larry, WD0AKX, and it's been a while since I've did a video. Been kind of busy with things here recently and in the summertime and that, but thought I'd do a short video here. I recently acquired some more CB radios for my collection from a relative that had passed away, and he had quite a few CBs, and they knew that I have a lot of radio stuff and I'm into radios, so they gave them to me and I added them to my collection. You've probably seen a previous video that I did on some of my collection out in the back patio here. At one time I was gonna throw some of the CBs out and stuff. I was using some of them for parts, and some of them worked in that, but I started putting them on the shelf back here and started adding to the collection, I guess, and over time people just kind of give me CB radios and other radio stuff once in a while. If they don't want stuff anymore, we're gonna toss it out or whatever, so I just started putting things on display. So I'll show you, I added a few more here, so we'll go through and just show you some more radios here, I guess, since the last video, kind of an update. Some of these radios are not CB related. Most of this, though, on these shelves here are all CB radios, but some of them are scanners, some early scanners from the 1970s, and some a little more recent, and a few other two-way radios, 2 meters, and I have a few commercial FM transceivers on the shelf here. But this is I remember the Kraco Deluxe. That was a popular radio. See, I got started on CB radio back in the early to mid 70s, so all the radios on the shelf I'm quite familiar with. Over the years I've used a lot of these different brands that I have, but it's all radio to me, and I still get on the CB radio once in a while. I am set up top right there if I want to, but you know, I spend most of the time on ham, but like I say, once in a while I do jump on CB and make some contacts there too. So these were some popular small size radios, CBs. This one, I think it's a Learjet. I can't remember. I think that's a 23 channel. And I believe that was maybe late 70s, somewhere in there. I'm not sure on the year on that one. And we've got a Maxon Mobile unit in. The high gains, they were quite popular in the 70s. And this is just a little homebrew antenna tuner there, and an Airline AM radio there. And have a lineup of Cobra Mobile radios. And some of these radios work, some don't. Some I just have for parts, and others do still work. Got the Cobra 18 LTD, Cobra 25 LTD Limited, and Cobra 25 Limited Classic, Cobra 25 Limited. Also, there's a 40 channel Realistic TRC 474 small mobile. And of course, this is not a CB, that's an early radio from the mid 1920s. Received AM broadcast stations at the time. And down here we have some more mobile radios, a Cobra 19 Plus, a Midland 13-853, a Midland model 77-882, a Courier, and a Montgomery Ward 680 40 channel CB. That one I used quite a bit at the time. And we have a Cobra 19 Plus Realistic TRC 427. This is a Sharp, and I'm not quite as familiar with that one. That was a Sharp. And the Bobcat 23E by Pierce Simpson, they were quite common. And these Kraco CBs here were very popular also. You could buy them usually at a lower cost than many of the other CBs on the market at the time. Over here we have the General Electric radios. 3 of those. These are 23 channels. And this one up on top, the small one, I believe that's a 40 channel. It's got the LED readout. And then do you remember the Royce? This is a Royce, what, a 1-680? Or 660, I think it is there. You know, that's a 40 channel Royce. Higher up on the shelf here, we've got the Realistic Navajo. They're a very popular radio. You could buy them for about, I think it was about $159 or something like that at Radio Shack. And that was 23 channel. And this is a newer, later version of the Navajo. This is their updated version, the TRC 433. This one was the TRC-30A, but they updated the radio, went with the 40 channels and the LED readout. The only thing I didn't care about was the LED S meter and power meter. I still like the analog meters actually better. And then the rest of this stuff isn't really CB related. Some other miscellaneous two-way stuff. Some scanner here, a homemade scanner. And up above that is my Heathkit GR88. And I was fortunate enough that I acquired another GR88 from WA2CAS. Jay, and thanks Jay for that radio. I'll show you that in a second here. This is my second GR88 Heathkit. It's a VHF receiver, portable. And the thing about this one Jay sent me, it has the built-in power supply. My other one don't, as you might have seen the earlier video I did on my GR88. So this one seems to be in working shape and just needs a little cleanup in that. At the very top is mostly commercial radio equipment, E.F. Johnson equipment. I used to work at E.F. Johnson in the 1980s, and before that my dad had some of this equipment, UHF business band radios, for his farming operation. Sitting back here is Johnson, E.F. Johnson Whiteface Johnson, Johnny 1 Messenger, with the banana style microphone. I've got a few of those radios around here. I think I've got at least two of them, maybe three. And sitting out in the garage on the shelf is my SBE Console 2. It doesn't have the outer cabinet on it. They did come with a wooden cabinet that this radio would slide into. And I don't know whatever happened to the outer cabinet. I might have it around somewhere, but that's the SBE Console 2. Just a 23 channel, but it did do sideband. Most of the previous mobile radios and that I showed you were strictly AM radios, not sideband capable. And there's another Johnson Whiteface tube type radio. These are up in my shack now on top of a shelf here. These are some of the handheld radios you've seen in my other video. Some of these CB, some commercial. And then over here is the DAC Mark 10 single sideband radio. And this is my T-Berry Stalker 202. This radio works very well. I do have that hooked up in operation using a Turner Sidekick microphone. And the DAC radio up above you just saw also works. I can flip a switch and put that on the air too. Yes, I don't want to skip over this one, the CityPhone SS tube type radio. And down at the end there on that shelf is the Radio Shack Realistic TRC 455 AM only radio next to the Drake equipment here. And there sits a Realistic CB Phone 23 with the telephone style handset on it. Radio Shack mobile radio. They work fairly decent. And there is a Courier radio, AM only, base station. There is my Cobra 148 GTL, very good mobile. And this is an older model, so construction was fairly good on this radio and it performs very well. And last but not least, I guess, I've been walking around trying to find all the CB radios I can show you here that I have. Motorola MoCat 40 channel, and the S-meter light is burnt out on that. Let's see. I have an old Realistic TRC 52 there that I converted to 10 meters. And the other radio below it is an actual 10 meter FM radio. So that's all I have to show right now. Just thought I'd give you an update here of the CB radio collection in the shack and the patio and all that. 7-3, and thanks for watching WD0AKX.